Welcome to another episode of the SoleSavy podcast. I'm Anna Bediones, also known as A to the Bed, and I'm joined here by Kiefer Ravena, the latest addition to the Jordan brand family, making him the first Filipino athlete ever to sign with the brand. Kiefer is a pro basketball player in the Philippine Basketball Association and is the captain of the Philippine national basketball team, Gilas Pilipinas. Kiefer, thank you so much for coming on the podcast today. I know it's late there. We're 12 hours apart. How are you doing?
I'm good. I appreciate the invite. I'm a big fan of you guys, and just an honor being in your podcast. Filipinos represent.
What does this mean to you, being the first Filipino athlete to be signed with one of the world's biggest brands? And what do you think this means for Filipinos as a whole?
Oh, it's crazy, especially, as you said, it's being the first. So hopefully it opens a lot of doors just for all the Filipino athletes who could just, continue to work hard and pursue their dreams. And hopefully I can inspire them by being part of a family, part of a brand that's well represented all throughout, right? All sports, not only in basketball. So hoping to trailblaze a lot of paths for future Filipino athletes. Hopefully with me, they can take notice of how we are in terms of how competitive, how passionate we are with sports. So just honored to be part of the family.
You come from a family of elite athletes yourself. Your dad was a pro ball player. He was like the rookie of the year in 92. My dad gave me like a whole thing.
Yeah. Surprise.
That your mom was also a player on the national volleyball team. Your brother plays on Team Philippines with you. Did you know early on that this was your path?
Yeah, for me, personally, it was like from the get-go. I knew I was gonna play basketball, and I knew it was going to be my livelihood in the future, just because I fell in love with it right away. My dad was carrying me around through his practices, games, and everything. So I was just basketball from then on, and it was really fun because you had two athletes who represented the country as parents, and they know the way. They laid down the path. We just have to walk on it. There will be obstacles here and there, but having them as parents is awesome because they know how to handle certain situations already. That allows us to just focus on our thing, focus on ourselves, focus on our sport, and excel. I guess that's the biggest advantage.
Now that you're a part of the Jordan brand family, what is the coolest part about it so far? And what are you looking forward to the most?
Well, of course, I'm looking forward meeting him one day. Of course, that would be so awesome. Last Dance came out, and it was just so nostalgic for me to finally understand what I was watching back then. Understood his principles, his belief, his desire to win. And now that I'm part of his brand, hopefully I could meet him one day. And just excited of carrying such a prestigious brand. We all know that Jordan's has been one of the top kicks when it comes to lifestyle, and now that we're trying to evolve into performance as well with the group that we have, hopefully we can make waves when it comes to basketball and performance shoes.
All right, now we're talking about sneakers, which is what SoleSavy is all about. I saw you do a pretty big unboxing come in from Jordan brand earlier this week. I also read that your first pair of Jordans were Jordan 9s and that your favorite sneaker is the Jordan 11 Space Jam. Are you a big sneakerhead yourself?
I am a big sneakerhead myself. It's crazy because my mom would always get mad at me because I've been part of Nike since I was 13. And even so, I would get free shoes from Nike. I would still buy different shoes that I feel like I really want, or it's the rare kind of kicks that you would want to be one of the first to have it. Of course, I would still get them, try to look abroad or have someone to buy it over some store in the US or somewhere. So yeah, I'm a big sneakerhead myself.
What are some of your favorite sneakers?
Well, I would say the Jordan 4 Manila would be, is probably at the top of my list. Just because, it represents the country. There's only 150 pairs made. And another favorite of mine is is my I don't have it anymore, but as you said, the Jordan 11s, the Space Jam Jordans, just because it has a sentimental value for me, as it's the first pair of sneakers that I really bought with my own money, that I really saved up for and bought it just because I love it so much.
Also on your Instagram, you have a photo with Kobe Bryant signed, which tells me you didn't meet him just once, right? You had to get that photo taken, printed, and then signed again.
I kind of have a special bond with Kobe personally. The first time that I had the picture signed was he smiled, and what he told me was, look at you now. It was like that. When I showed him the picture that he was carrying me, that was back in 97, the first time he came out. So it's still with me. It's stuck to me until now and forever will be. So from that then on, every time he would come out over here, have his visits, as much as possible, he would chat like 2-3 minutes just to say hi. He remembers me every time he comes out here. He was my hero. He was my childhood hero, besides with Michael Jordan. There's just this special bond that I will forever cherish with Kobe.
You're a leader on the world stage with 5 gold medals in the Southeast Asian Games. How do you compare that experience versus playing in America? I know you did some time in the G League. You also played in the Drew League.
I think, that experience really actually changed my career, changed my life, changed a whole part of me, just by being alone and understanding the diversity of basketball. When I went to the States, it was a whole brand of basketball, more athletic, stronger, bigger, faster, quicker than you. You had to find something that would make you competitive with them. So it was a struggle, I would say, to be honest. But again, we learned from everything, and I'd say it was a big chunk of my growth as a person, as a basketball player, came from that experience of just by trying out and pursuing a dream of mine, just to don't regret anything. It's always been a dream of mine to try it out. So I guess that's one big part of me also that allows me to just be happy and play and not think about anything, because I know I'll never have no regrets anymore because I tried it out. I was coached by NBA caliber players and learned a lot from them, just absorbing everything that I was able to learn and increase my knowledge about the game. I think that allowed me to be the leader that I am right now with my group.
Who are some pros that we know now that you shared a court with, either at the G League or in the Drew League?
Drew League, who the popular ones are. JaVale was there, Nick Young was there, DeMar was there. I was working out with DeMar because we had this DeMar DeRozan, because I was working out with the same trainer, so we was on the court most of the time together. Well, Damian Lillard, and a lot of other NBA guys that I was fortunate enough to share the court and again learn from them as well.
What do you think it will take to elevate Philippine basketball?
Well, I think more and more games internationally will allow us to compete. The US, Canada, Australia, Serbia. We got to take care of business here at home first. We have to really prepare and have a program like what we're having now that will really benefit the country in the long run, not just at the present. Before we would prepare for a tournament with that tournament itself, and then probably 2-3 months before we would just prepare for that. Now, especially with the upcoming World Cup in 2023, and we'll be part of the hosts. Preparation started already, even from last year. We would have practices until it was cut short from the pandemic. Practices were cut, but then again, every time we would have a chance to go into a bubble, work out, and still continue the program, we would do so every now and often. So, more court time, and if you can travel again, hopefully soon, playing some international teams would be really good. Just to gauge and see where you are. Because at the end of the day, if you want to be at the world champs, you're going to beat the best. So might as well try and test your skills right away by playing against them, just to see what are the things you need to improve on and what are the things that you have to avoid. Those type of things can allow the Philippines to have better finishes, more wins, better chances of getting a medal. So yeah,
I imagine like the infrastructure would also need to improve.
it's improving actually. It's great that a lot of gyms, a lot of world class facilities are really starting to pop up again. Just because of the pandemic, everything was a little bit delayed, everything was put on hold. But I think come 2023, the world, the people will really expect a different Philippines national team playing.
Very excited to see that. Earlier, you spoke about the NBA in past tense. Do you ever dream about taking another shot at that?
From what I'm seeing and what I've experienced, the dream has always been there and will always be there. What I'm saying is, if you're just playing your best, you're trying to dominate every single time, you're being the best player out there in the court, people will take notice. So what I have to do, I guess, is try not forget about the dream at all, but focus on me, focus on the things that I have to do to win. Prove myself every single aspect that I can, because the NBA is a different story. It's a different beast. If you come in 80% ready, they're going to tear you up. So you have to be battle ready every single night. Those are the best players in the world. Everybody from different countries play there, and that's their dream. I have probably a billion other dreamers of making it to the NBA. So you have to be on your toes, and you have to be the hardest working guy out of a billion people.
What do you think of the future of Filipinos in the NBA? We do have some prospects to be excited about. Do you foresee Filipinos entering the NBA in the near future?
Yeah, hopefully. I guess all it takes is one, and Kai is the biggest chance right now. Everybody would be on their chairs, focused on their TV come draft day of Kai, just waiting on his name to be called. And there was this one guy who said he had a comment like, it would be like, for men, it would be their Miss Universe, where everybody's just waiting on Kai Soto to be called, and everybody would just shout and just be proud to be Filipino. So it was really funny that he was able to relate it to that. So I cracked up a little bit, but come to think of it, it's really true. All the basketball players from my age, so probably the older generation of basketball players here is just waiting for that to happen. So we can't wait for that.
And I think honestly, you joining Jordan Brand opens up a new lens to Filipino basketball players as well. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but lastly, what is your ultimate goal with Jordan Brand?
Again, with what we've talked about, is to open a lot of doors for aspiring Filipinos, aspiring athletes all over the world, all over my country, our country. As long as you work hard, focus on yourself, focus on every single detail that you can to be better. It allows you to put yourself in the best position to be successful. And a lot of opportunities can come along. At the same time, when those opportunities come along, you have to be smart about it. You have to be on your toes, because a lot of opportunities don't come very often. Once it comes, you have to grab it. That's what I did with Jordan Brand, having an opportunity to be part of their family. And now that I have this responsibility to perform on and off the court, just being professional, just being a person who's dedicated to his craft. So those are the goals with Jordan Brand. I know I can attain them with their help, with their guidance. Just excited and ecstatic for what's to come.
All right, Kiefer, thank you so much for your time. I know it's late over there. Hopefully our viewers and listeners got to learn a little more about you and about Philippine basketball culture as a whole. Good luck with your season. This is Ana Beriones signing out.